Today is a DVC, a Disney Vacation Club discussion kind of day. We're here at Disney Springs because there are a few perks for Disney Vacation Club members right now because it is Welcome Home Weeks. We talked about this quite a bit recently. I feel like we discussed what exactly Welcome Home Weeks are, and we did take advantage of a dining discount over at Tiffin's. If you haven't checked out that dining review, go check it out. I think it's a good one, and that restaurant, so good. Anyway, there are more things to take advantage of if you're a Disney Vacation Club member who happens to be here during Welcome Home Weeks, and today we're going to try and take advantage of two of those things, but also I want to talk to you about some other things that they've been on my mind. They're related to DVC, and yeah, we got to discuss them. So let's make our way in and start with perk number one, because it is Wednesday. We're headed to Everglazed for a free donut. All right, we're in, and like I said, our first stop is Everglazed. They're offering a free donut to Disney Vacation Club members every Wednesday while supplies last. Now, if you guys have been hanging out with me for a while, you know that I love Everglazed. They have some great donuts. They have an amazing chicken sandwich. It's honestly the star of the show here, and they have some great drinks. So let's pop on in, grab a drink, and hopefully that donut. All right, so we got our donut, which is the cutest donut. It has the little Disney Vacation Club Welcome Home Week little logo on it, which is great. And of course I had to get a drink. I asked for a recommendation, and they said that the best option on their fall menu, which is currently available, was this caramel apple cold brew. And I thought to myself, well, say no more, we need to grab that. So I'm gonna take a sip of this, see what we're working with, then we'll take a bite of this donut and move on, because we got some other stuff to do, and definitely some other stuff to talk about. I've mixed this around quite a bit. Let's take a sip. Oh my goodness. Hold on, I need another sip. Sorry, you're just gonna have to wait to hear what I have to say. You know when you want something to taste exactly like what it's called? So this is called the caramel apple cold brew, and it tastes like a caramel apple, which is, I mean, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want, right? It's exactly what I want. But you know what else I want? A bite of this donut. I've got a fork and knife, because that's really the only way to do this. Now, I did meet a couple people, other Disney Vacation Club members, who were here this morning trying this donut. Their review, because I did ask them what they thought, was that it was a donut. And they weren't crazy about the white icing on top. And I have to be honest with you, this is just a basic donut for Everglazed. I'm not expecting much outside of it being a good donut, but it's also a free donut. And who could say no to that? Always taking too big a bite over here. But, I mean, it's vacation, right? I mean, yeah, it's a good donut. It's a basic donut. This isn't the type of thing that I would have bought, because I think that they have more unique flavors that really shine above stuff like this. But you can't go wrong if you like to start your day with something sweet and you like donuts, which, guilty. Okay, a few more bites of my donut later, and I've packed the rest away so that we can bring it home and share with Russ. I am still working on my drink. It's delicious, very good, highly recommend if you like caramel apple, of course. And it's only here for the fall, so you know, what are you waiting for? Go check it out. Our next stop, though, is the Gateway of Discovery. We're gonna make our way over there here in a second, but before we do, it needs to be said that Everglazed, they're not owned or operated by Disney. So the fact that they're offering something for Disney Vacation Club members during Welcome Home Weeks, that's pretty awesome. So there's no way I can just skip over that as quickly as some people might. But let's make our way down to the Gateway to Discovery, which is like a preview center for Disney Vacation Club here at Disney Springs. We'll keep sipping as we go. And I want to talk to you about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So let's get moving. So for those of you who don't already know, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is what is called or referred to as a hard-ticketed event, which basically means you need an extra ticket outside of your park ticket in order to participate. But for the record, you don't need a ticket for both. So I want to make sure that that's clear. You can just attend the party and not go to Magic Kingdom for the day. Anyway, we've done this event in the past, and this year we decided, you know what, let's do it again. After all, we did go from an Incredipass, which was much more expensive, down to a Pixie Pass, which is much more affordable, and that freed up some funds for us to do a little bit more here on the channel, like attend a Halloween party. So we booked our tickets, which I'm very excited about. We're going very soon, and Russ is coming with us, so that's exciting. And of course, it'll give us the opportunity to give you some more updated information about what to expect if you want to attend one of these parties, so stay tuned for that if that's something that you're interested in. But the reason I bring this up at all is not only to tell you like, hey, this is what's coming to the channel, but also because I got an email from DVC within the past couple days just with information, like updates on what's going on for Disney Vacation Club members, and there was something about the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party in that email. They said that there's a special treat available to Disney Vacation Club members who attend the party on specific nights, mainly only Fridays. Now, we're not attending on a Friday, which means we won't have access to this perk, which is like a free trick-or-treat bag or something. And in the grand scheme of things, this isn't the biggest of deals, right? It's not like life-changing or anything, certainly not as big of a perk as something like Moonlight Magic or whatever. But I bring this up because this has been kind of a reoccurring theme whenever we talk about Disney Vacation Club perks, but also when we talk about things like Welcome Home Weeks. In fact, last time we talked about this, one of you commented asking like how Disney Vacation Club members who don't, oh sorry, a little bug in my face, how Disney Vacation Club members who don't live here feel about these perks being during such limited time frames and not essentially all year long. And I know that this person wasn't asking for my opinion because I currently live here, but for most of my Disney Vacation Club membership, I haven't. And not only that, but I have never been one of those people who's been able to just drop everything and come down to Disney for a weekend, whether it was finances or because I had a schedule that I needed to keep to. You know, not everyone's job is as flexible as others. Sometimes you can only vacation during that 1 week that you can vacation. So anyway, I've got some strong opinions on this, and I've had some strong opinions on this for as long as Disney has gone this route, making perks available to very specific Disney Vacation Club members during very specific times. And that opinion is, and at least in a nutshell, that it's very disappointing. And honestly, I think it's BS because it wasn't always like this. Now, that's not to say that things haven't changed over the years. Of course they have, right? Perks have been added, perks have been taken away. Sometimes it feels much more like perks have been taken away than added, you know, like it doesn't feel like there's a balance there. But there have also been more foundational things that have changed over the years as well. For example, the number of points that you need in order to be eligible for membership extras, that's changed over the years. There were some benefits that you had as a resale member that you no longer have. I'm not too up to speed with that. I do have some people who have reached out to me over the years telling me that that's the case, but I'm not a resale member, so I can't speak to that. But for the most part, those people have been grandfathered in, still being eligible for those membership extras, even though if they had purchased the same number of points today, they wouldn't be. But that hasn't been extended for all Disney Vacation Club members for all perks. So for example, Membership Magic Beyond is this new benefit, in air quotes. It's a new benefit for Disney Vacation Club members where you can now pay for the ability to have perks that Disney Vacation Club members used to have standard. Now, I'm a Disney Vacation Club member who's been a Disney Vacation Club member since those perks were a thing. Things like discounted annual passes, for example. And to be clear, I'm not talking about a special Disney Vacation Club annual pass, which isn't really a discount, it's just less of a pass that you're paying less for. But that's a can of worms I'm not going to get into today. And I mean, the list goes on. We could talk about this, but we've already talked about it when this first came out. I have nothing good to say about Membership Magic Beyond, so there's that. But that's not something that I've been grandfathered into, along with every other Disney Vacation Club member who purchased in before whatever the most recent Disney Vacation Club property is. I suppose you could officially say the Cabins, because the Poly Tower is just an extension of the Polynesian. So anyway, you get what I'm saying though, right? And also for those of you who are gonna be like, well, you were grandfathered in for certain things because of laws, I totally hear that. I just also think that if you purchase something and that product is supposed to be like a decades-long product or a decades-long membership, I think it's fair to assume that you're gonna have the same level of perks throughout your membership. I mean, call me crazy, I'm sure some of you will, but still. But you know, another thing that this person who left this comment asking about this said is, like, don't you feel like these member benefits should be available all year round? And there was a time when more membership benefits were available all year round. And I'm not talking about something like a lounge, which has very limited access and requires a park ticket, but even things like Welcome Home Wednesdays, which happened every Wednesday. Now, for those of you who don't know or don't remember, Welcome Home Wednesdays was this thing that took place every Wednesday over at the Atlantic Dance Hall. So you didn't need a park ticket, it wasn't behind a paywall or anything, but all you had to do was make your way over to the boardwalk, prove that you were a member, which at the time you did with a physical card, and oh my God, I wish they still had that. I hate using my phone, it's so annoying. But anyway, it was similar to what they're offering for the Welcome Home Wake Up, where you could just go and mingle, there was music, it was kind of a dance party, and I can't remember if there were treats or not. I want to say that there was. There were a lot of places where you could just go and get treats just for being a Disney Vacation Club member. Do you remember the saltwater taffy over at the boardwalk? But you could also get like swag. You get these like Disney Vacation Club member lanyards, and sometimes they had pins. It was cool, and it was available once a week. So still, not everyone could do it, but your odds of doing that were much better than any of the stuff they're offering now. And you know, fundamentally, I think that that's the problem, that some of us more legacy Disney Vacation Club members, which is my way of saying people who have been members for a long time, okay? I think that's why we're kind of grumpy about the way that some things have gone. You know, I mean, like, if you break it down, we bought into a product that was sold to us as one thing, and as the years progress, it's changing. The definition of what that product is changing. And we knew it would change in some ways. Like, for example, the annual dues that we pay, they do go up. That's the state of things whenever real estate is involved. But how what's available is available to members, and the number of hoops that you have to jump through in order to have access to those perks is very disappointing. And I know I say all of this as someone who lives here, and you're thinking, well, it's probably even more disappointing for someone who doesn't. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I struggle to take advantage of Disney Vacation Club perks as someone who does live here, like 5 minutes away. Imagine if this was me, you know, 3-4 years ago. I mean, it was me 3-4 years ago. I didn't get to do anything. So anyway, we're here at the gateway to Discovery. Let's pop in and see if we can get our reusable bag for Welcome Home Weeks. They also might have some other swag as well, so let's see. Hi.
A few moments later.
So as you can see, no tote bag. You know, I don't try to make these things happen. I just kind of go with the flow. And then whatever happens, happens, and I take you along for the ride, which sometimes is a bumpier ride than others. But today, I have to say, so the perk, as it's stated on the website, is you can go to the Gateway to Discovery, and there, during normal operating hours, you can pick up this reusable tote, which, if the one that I saw on display was the reusable bag, it's like a little sling, it's really cute. But when we went in there today, during normal operating hours, which start at 10, we were met with an amazing cast member, very helpful. In fact, I've put in a cast compliment for him because he was amazing, who informed us that you could only pick up that bag starting at noon. So I was like, okay, can I ask you a question? This is literally what I said to him. I was like, I need you to know that I'm a little bit grumpy, but I promise I'm not grumpy at you. He said, look, let me have it. Tell me what you have to say, because I can pass it along, and we don't know if there are any problems unless you guys tell us about them. So I said, wow, why isn't it reflected on the website if we can't pick up this tote bag until noon, you know? And he told me that he agrees it should be on the website, but he also said that this isn't the first time that he's had someone come to him with this complaint, because a lot of other people have assumed that they could pick it up during normal operating hours because that's what it says on the website. Now, he told me he would pass that along to his supervisor, you know, the higher ups, so that they could know that this is an issue that people are running into, you know, is a problem. And I believe that he will, but I said, before I go, there's one other thing that I just have to mention to you. And again, I'm not grumpy at you, but I need you to know this, because this is another issue. And so I explained the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party situation to him, basically saying, like, it's really kind of frustrating. We have all these perks that you guys say are available to us, but we have to be following such specific guidelines in order to take advantage of them that sometimes we just can't take advantage of any at all. And he agreed. He said that it's very frustrating. He didn't even realize that this was a thing, in fact, so we chatted about that for a second, but he reminded me of something that I want to remind you of if you're a Disney Vacation Club member and you're unhappy with the way things are going as well. And that is the link available on the Disney Vacation Club website, or more accurately, it's kind of a form. You have to sign in to your Disney Vacation Club account. It's only accessible through the website after you've logged in, where you can share your concerns with Disney Vacation Club directly. We've talked about this before when raising other concerns about Disney Vacation Club, but we don't often mention it, so I want to mention it to you again, and I'm going to put a link in the description down below. Again, you have to be logged in to your Disney Vacation Club account, so you have to be a DVC member, but still, it's there, available for you. Now, another thing that this cast member mentioned to me that I want to mention to you is that apparently the powers that be at Disney Vacation Club right now, the guy who's running the show, he's paying close attention to this. He's reading the feedback, he's hearing what you guys have to say. So, say it. I know I'm going to. Actually, I'm going to write something up as soon as we get home, but first, let's get back to the car. I know some of you might be disappointed that I'm not going to hang around for the next hour or so for that bag, but I've got other obligations and a donut in my bag that I don't want to completely melt, so we gotta head home. But you know, that kind of adds to the discussion as well, right? Like the whole gotta stick to a schedule thing. So many people who vacation here at Walt Disney World, they've got a schedule to stick to as well. Dining reservations, lightning lanes, so imagine making your way all the way out here so that you can take advantage of something, but you can't because DVC just didn't tell you the time, or they told you the wrong time, which is more accurately what happened. They did say during normal operating hours, but you know, I guess we're just gonna have to come back. They did say that it is available 7 days a week, but since it starts at noon, that's when the upstairs showroom opens, and that's limited capacity, kind of like a lounge. So I wonder if it's going to be a struggle to get in there to take advantage of this perk. We'll have to come back, but this is why there's a funk over these discussions, you know? I never want there to be, but it's just the way that it is sometimes. And I don't know. That's just the way it is. But we did have a great coffee. We had a fantastic donut. Again, high five. Huge virtual high five to Everglazed for actually offering this because they didn't have to. Who knew that a non-Disney company would do Disney Vacation Club perks better than Disney? I didn't see that as the direction today was going, but here we are. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if there's anything that you are looking forward to as part of Welcome Home Weeks, any challenges that you've run into, how'd you get around them? Let us know so that we don't make the same mistakes, you know, make things easier for all of us. Also, speaking of Welcome Home Weeks, we have another dining reservation. This one I'm looking forward to because I've wanted to eat here for a while, and this recommendation of table service restaurant came from one of our channel members. So stay tuned for that. Russ will be joining us for that as well. I'm looking forward to it. But for now, I'm off. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys soon.